for a walkthrough. How's he doing?
Yeah, he's been back for a few days. He's doing well, working through it, and hopefully we'll see more of him as we go.
Do you think he'll be out on the practice field at some point in the not too distant future?
Yes.
Well, is there a chance he could play on Sunday night?
I'll kind of see how the week goes type thing.
Is that a lift, though, for the team and everybody, just having to see him?
Yeah, I think, Marla, we support all of our guys in the building, outside the building, so he has our support, has my support, and then I think the guys are excited to have him back.
Can you tell us anything about his spirits or anything coming back? Did you sense anything from him?
Yeah, he's in a good place, ready to go.
Was this always the practice plan? I know it's going to be warm today, but are you trying to replicate kind of a regular week? Is that what the schedule got moved around for?
Right. It wasn't because of the heat. It's more so we have a 4-day block, and starting tomorrow we're going to get into our regular season schedule with practice and meeting schedule. We'll still do competitive periods against each other, Browns versus Browns. We'll run cards like we do during a regular season. I just felt like it was important that our coaches, our players get back in the rhythm of that. While still doing some competitive periods. So with this extra day, if you will, we just felt this was the best thing to do. Send the O-line, D-line in early so they could start their lift, get some work out here with them to start, and then finish with some 7-on-7.
So even if the heat index is 100, you won't adjust the practice time?
No, I get the report from Joe and the guys, but we knew, we saw what the heat was going to be today, and we knew this practice would be just fine because the duration of it was not long.
It looked like Jeremiah was just watching today. Did he do something Sunday?
So he had an accident in the weight room. Had to get stitches, but he'll be okay.
Stitches in his forehead?
Yeah.
Pretty
No spotters?
I wasn't there. I didn't see it. Yeah.
Sounds painful.
Yeah.
Can you talk about John Johnson, what kind of lift he's been to the back end of your secondary?
John's been outstanding from the moment he stepped foot on campus back in June. Provides great leadership, has a really good understanding of what we want to do, our schemes, doesn't get fooled. He's around the ball. He's doing a nice job.
Can you say anything about Playtime yet today?
I want to talk to the players first, Tony, and then I will definitely let you guys know, if not tomorrow, the next day.
Jay, fortunate that all he needed was stitches? It sounded like it could have been like a concussion thing.
Yeah, I didn't see it, Marla, but, he went and saw the doctor, so he's doing fine.
Is that just a bench press accident?
I don't. It wasn't that, but I'm not going to get into specifically what it was.
Have you and Andrew discussed the kicker situation? Anything more today that you can add? Will you be looking, or are you satisfied to keep it the way it is?
Yeah, Tony, I tell you nothing to add. Now we discuss the roster, often, every day. So certainly we're looking at every single position, but nothing to add from yesterday.
We're going to talk to James Hudson, I think. How have you seen him look in these first 2 weeks? I know he's been going back and forth both sides.
He's had some really good moments and some moments where he's a rookie, and that's to be expected. We just want to get consistency from him. Playing both sides is not easy, and so we're pushing him, and I think he's responding well.
Playing him on both sides, is that to ideally get him ready if he needs to be that swing tackle? In case something happens to Chris or.
Yeah, exactly. Any young player, you want to see what they can handle. Certainly for tackles, you got the ability to play both sides. If you're not starting, it is really important. For guards, you typically want to see if they can snap at center. So it's just building his versatility.
Kevin, random question. If you had a player in today's NFL who could play both sides of the ball, who would be that guy?
Well, I'm a Chuck Bednarik fan. Okay. So I'm trying to think of like a linebacker center type. I'll get back to you.
You'd be okay on your team.
Oh, on our team?
Yeah.
Shoot. Any suggestions? Anybody like anybody?
Throw a jump ball to Miles in the red.
I thought 95 in the backfield for
95 at wide receiver.
Billings could be a blocking.
Billings. Yeah, I like it. We'll look into it.
Okay. All right. I'll ask you later in the week.
I vote for Miles.
Jamie Gillen can play linebacker.
There you go. He probably wants to.
Kevin, do you have any update on Gusty now that he's on the side?
No update. He's working through some soreness, but I think ultimately he'll be okay.
Okay. How do you feel about, because we're talking about Tag coming back.
Mhm.
How do you feel about your DN group? Obviously,
Yeah.
the frontline guys are, number one overall picks, but you guys have the depth you want?
I think at each one of these positions, Nate, I think it's working itself out. You're seeing who might be the starters, who might be the backups. I think we have some really talented guys in there. They work really hard. I think a bunch of those guys have had really good moments in this preseason. So I would say it's a very competitive group.
Is Joe Jackson a guy that's flashed to you, whether it's practice or the games?
Yeah, Joe's done a nice job in his reps in the games. He's done a nice job with his reps out here. Has to stay at it, has to continue working on his technique with Coach Kiff and JG, but he's had some good moments.
When you have players who miss extended amounts of time off the field, they obviously have to stay ready mentally and get those mental reps. For you and this organization, how do you guys value the kinds of things that they're doing mental reps, whether it's watching film, just walkthroughs, or just being with the position coach? How do you maybe value that or place emphasis on each of those?
Yeah, I would go back to last year, and we were forced to go through it where the guys weren't in person. So obviously Zoom became a big part of how we met. It became a way that we did virtual walkthroughs. So we had some good practice at doing that. It never can replicate or be a substitute for being in person and on the grass together. But I think we found ways to narrow that gap last year. But ultimately, doing is going to always be ahead of virtual.
Just to clarify, Hudson hasn't gotten any reps inside, has he?
No.